Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to day 11. Today, let's talk about money goals and breaking it down. The reason I want to break it down is we are all probably overwhelmed. Even if we're organized, even if we have a plan, even if we have a schedule, even if we have help, even if we can get stuff done, I imagine we all have a lot on our plate. And what I want to support you to do is to really break it down and really notice what's going on. So something that I've seen has really worked in my own life, which is actually nothing to do with money, but it's a really good analogy. When I started running, I knew that I needed a plan of action. Because even though technically I could have put my trainers on and gone, right, I'm just going to run. I'm just going to go around the block and, do what I need to do. I never did. And I needed a plan of action to support me, to help me through that process. And I needed something or someone who had done it before and who could provide a system. Now, that's not to say, even though I had a system, that I trusted the system. Because if you've got a bit of rebellion in you, like I have, you don't necessarily, or it might be self-sabotage. I mean, I'm really psychoanalyzing myself here, but there was a part of me, even though people were talking about this couch to 5K thing, which is what I'm going to go on to and relate it to money. There was part of me that was like, yeah, I will probably be the person that it doesn't work for. Because I couldn't quite get my head around the fact that I'd be able to do this. However, in 9 weeks, I had gone from not being able to run for barely a minute to being able to run for 5K. And it did take me slightly longer than half an hour, but who's counting? I managed to do it. And then I went on and I ran further and further until I got to a half marathon. Now, what I want to share in terms of this is sometimes what can happen is we set a big old beefy goal for the month or for the year ahead. And that feels really good because we've ticked that goal setting box like, yeah, I am on it. I'm on it this year. I've written my goals down. I've committed it to paper. I'm serious about my goals. But there's another piece to this. There's another piece of being in support of yourself. Now, I don't know about you, but I am much more likely, I guess, to progress further if I'm in flow or if I've broken it down into little stages. So when I was on week 1 and week 2, for example, there was more of a chance, the more I went through the program, where I started to think, do you know what? Maybe I could do this. Maybe this might be possible for me. Ooh, I'm feeling stronger. I was feeling like my muscles working. And that's what making money in your business is about. When you're looking to go to the next level, quite often it's a stamina shift or it's an energetic shift. Now, I don't want to get too much into the terms of the law of attraction and all sorts of things because I'm not a practitioner in that. But I tell you what, if you work that muscle in terms of your money, where you're consistently starting to make money and you're paying attention to it and you are trusting the data and you're seeing what works, the likelihood is you're going to be able to make more because you have that trust. Your brain has that remembrance like, oh, we've done this before. Oh, yeah, fine. Yeah. Oh, more clients will come. And suddenly what will happen is you will get more of that. However, there may come a moment where you suddenly reach a plateau in your business. And maybe you've been earning, and this is maybe an invitation for you to have a look actually. Notice what you've been earning in the last 3 to 6 months. Notice what's been going on. Now, be really kind and gentle with yourself, because we have been in a global pandemic and things have been slightly different, perhaps, based on what a normal 3 to 6 months moment has been. But I want you to take a look at your numbers and see what you could do in order to trust the process and really analyze what's been going on for you. Because you have probably already done the groundwork. You've probably made your first 100 quid. And that is kind of the equivalent in the Couch to 5K of going, right, I've done my first 1K. It's all fine. It's all good. And that's what it's like. And sometimes that 1K in the Couch to 5K is, some of it is walking and some of it is running. Probably very little of it is running. And that's what your business might be like. Actually, very little of it might have come from your one-to-one services. Maybe you had a bit of a back payment from your old 9-to-5 job, and that took up 75% of your first month in business. Maybe you have a bridge job. Maybe you have something else going on. Do you know what? There's absolutely no shame in doing whatever it is that you need to do in order to make things work. And certainly there have been times where jobs might have come in for me, or things that I've done, and maybe they're not the absolute dream job or the situation, but it's been something that I can do confidently, that I can really deliver on. And it may not light up my soul in the way that perhaps working a one-to-one client might do with a dreamboat client, but I am in business and I wanted to be able to deliver. And being in business for me is about having consistent income. It's about delivering on my responsibilities. I was actually saying this to a client earlier, and if you're listening to this, hello. And I was saying there's nothing sexier than delivering on your responsibilities. And I'm sure like the 25-year-old version of me would have been like, there probably is something a bit sexier, Nikki, actually. But I tell you what, betting on yourself and working at things slowly but surely, and getting to a place where your business feels sustainable, where it feels safe, where no matter what happens, that you can make money in any shape or form, any time that you need to, you can create something new. Once you've unlocked that muscle, and it's kind of like the old-fashioned thing of, it's like riding a bike, or even if I haven't run for a couple of days, I know that now, because I've built that stamina, I can comfortably go back and start running again. And sometimes, yes, I might be a bit slower, or it might take a bit longer, but the building's work started. Anyway, I'm going to bring this to a close in just a second. But it does mean that I've worked that muscle, I've woken that muscle up. And that's what it is for money in terms of you as well. If you are finding that that money muscle is fast asleep, and perhaps for the last few months you haven't made much money, what you need to do is just focus on how can you start to wake that money muscle up. And sometimes that is reaching out to old clients. Sometimes that's doing a special offer. Sometimes that's you spending some time in your business and getting really excited about it and really thinking about, what would you want to sell? What would you want to do? And really thinking about how you can serve your ideal client. So, a few, and I guess a recap of these lessons today is, what do you need to do in order to break the money goal down? So if you have a money goal for the month of May, for example, where are you in terms of that process? Are you nearly halfway there? Are you on track? Are you accelerating beyond your goal? And if not, why not? And that's not in a kind of judgy way, but it's an invitation simply to go, okay, where am I? What am I doing? So imagine again, if it's walking or running or something like that, if you're feeling like you're meandering or you're suddenly wandering in and out of shops and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's an invitation for you to check in and go, how am I feeling? Am I sitting on the floor because my trainer's hurt? Or do I need to take another rest day before I go out again? What is it that I need to do? So I hope that's been useful. If it has, please leave a 5-star review. Please follow along on Instagram and all that good stuff. All the links are in the description bar as always, and I'm sending lots of love.